go.
So, mayong gabi or good evening everyone. Sa di sa ta magsugod og report magampo sa kita. So, ang manguros mayong gabi Ginoo, kami naghayusa karon diri sa amo ang virtual um, virtual video recording sa amo ang report sa SIM 213 o karong gabi una Ginoo mangayo kami og anang mayong panguna-una para amo ang mapresenta ang amo ang mga tagsa-tagsa nga report bahin sa timber cargo vessel og mao lang namong gipangayo og gipasalamatan Ginoo ang imong bugtong anak na si Kristo. Amen.
Amen.
So, good evening, everyone. So, we will be briefly discussing what is timber cargo vessels. So, let's give the floor to Philjan Kimada, or he will report this topic.
So, what is timber cargo vessel? It is a cargo timber on uncovered part of freeboard or the superstructure deck. The term does not include wood pulp or similar cargo. The height of the timber deck cargo above the wet weather deck on a ship within seasonal winter zone. In winter, should not exceed 1/3 of the extreme breadth of the ship. That next, Kyle Lesiones.
So, during loading operation. So, based on my research, the heaviest lug should be loaded first into the cargo spaces. So, dapat inuuna natin yung mga may bibigat na mga kahoy sa ating cargo spaces para kasi sila yung mga mabibigat, dapat sila yung inuuna para yung mga magagaan yung nauuhay. So, lug should generally be stowed compactly in fore and aft direction. So, lug should generally be stowed compactly in fore and aft direction. So, dapat natin unang ilagay yung mga lug sa fore and aft direction ng barko. Any remaining void spaces should be filled with lugs stowed outward shifts so as to fill the void across the breadth of the space as completely as the length of the lugs permits. So, yung mga natitirang mga spaces sa barko, sa side natin sa barko, sa port and starboard side, dapat din nating lagyan ng mga lugs para maging solid yung form nila at maging sturdy. So, the next is Jeggy Maputi.
So, how do you secure timber deck cargos? During loading of deck cargo, the master should ensure that all tanks are maintained in such condition. So, ang gipangutanan diri is how do you secure timber deck cargos? So, before timber deck cargo is loaded on any area of the weather deck, the first thing we need to do is hatch covers and other openings to spaces below that area should be securely closed and battened down. Then, ang ikadua, or number 2, air pipes and ventilators should be effectively protected and check valves or similar devices should be examined to ascertain their effectiveness against the entry of water. Then, number 3, objects which might obstruct cargo stowage on deck should be removed and safely secured in places appropriate for storage. Then the number 4 is that the condition of friction enhancing arrangement where fitted should be checked. And number 5, accumulation of ice and snow on such area should be removed. Number 6, it is normally preferable to have all deck lashings, uprights, etc. readily available before loading on that specific area. So this will be necessary to preloading examination of securing equipment be required in the loading port. And lastly, all sounding pipes on the deck should be reviewed, and arrangement made that access to this remain as far as practicable. So that's all for the how do you secure timber deck cargoes. And then the next one.
So, hello, I'm Gino Chimidosa Delvera, and the next is after loading operation. So, in after loading operation, love should generally be stored capacity in a fore and aft direction. Any remain void spaces should be filled with logs stored across the breadth of space as completely as length of loads per width. Um, each lot of logs should be hoisted aboard the ship in close proximity to the ship to minimize any potential swing of lift. And the hatch combing should be used as necessary to eliminate any swinging by gently resting the load against the inside of combing or on it prior to loading. Um, extreme pyramiding of loads should be avoided to the greatest extent possible. So that is the after loading operation. So the next is during the voyage.
After loading operation, so this is the continue of the report of John Archie Ladrera. So the ship should be after loading operation, the ship should be thoroughly examined to ascertain its structural condition. So after loading daw, dapat natin i-examine yung structure ng pagkalagay natin ng mga logs para di masira yung stability natin pag umaandar na yung barko. Next is bilge should be sounded to verify the ship's watertight integrity. So, dapat din natin i-check after loading yung mga compartment natin if na-sealed ba sila or nasirado ba sila at di sila na papasukan ng tubig para maging safe yung mga logs natin pag umaandar ang barko. So, the next is beaver balaga.
So during the voyage, so during the voyage, the ship's heeling angle and rolling period should be checked in a seaway on a regular basis. Wedges, weights, hammers, and portable pump, if provided, should be stored in an easily accessible place. The master or a responsible officer should ensure that it is safe to enter an enclosed space by ensuring that the space has been thoroughly ventilated by natural or mechanical means, testing the atmosphere of the space at different levels for oxygen deficiency and harmful vapor where suitable instruments are available, requiring self-contained breathing apparatus to be worn by all persons entering the space where there is any doubt as to the adequacy of ventilation or testing before entry. So next is just Wafayu or
So, what are interoperability criteria for timber deck cargo ship? So, for the rear underwriting level curve or the GC curve should not be less than 0.08 meter radian. Up to E is equal to 40 degrees for the angle of loading. This angle is not less than 40 degrees. So, sabi dito, yung writing angle natin is dapat hindi daw bumaba ng 0.8. And the meter radian must be up 40 degree, or the angle of the flattening of his angle is less than 40 degrees. So, the maximum value of the writing lever or the GC should be at least 0.25. So, meaning, yung GC natin is hindi dapat pwedeng bumaba ng 0.8 at hindi din pwedeng tumataas ng 0.25. Yan lang po.
So, guidelines for loading timber cargo vessel. So, what are the guidelines? All securing equipment should be laid out visual examinations at interval not exceeding 12 months. So, dapat i-inspect natin yung mga securing equipment natin every 12 months to avoid errors while loading logs. All equipment such as shackles, marks, and certification must be in order and organized. Weld additional security points such as eye plates if required. So kailangan talaga natin mag-add ng mga additional security points, so yung eye plates pwede na. That's all for my report.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
So,
sir.
thank you so much, ka-groupmates.